K. Gamma.
If a 20-kiloton nuclear bomb were dropped on your city today, how much radiation exposure would you receive within 24 hours? At 0 hours, the explosion instantly destroys everything within the central blast zone. Temperatures reach several million degrees, and buildings collapse within seconds. After explosion, radioactive fallout begins spreading across the city, carried by wind, and large areas become severely contaminated. The simulation was conducted 6 times using actual weather data from December 2024 to May 2025. We assessed radiation doses using a combined approach of K-gamma for radioactivity calculations, NOAA high split for dispersion modeling, and IAEA factors for dose conversion. This is not science fiction. This is what nuclear risk looks like in the real world.
This image shows the contaminated areas and exposure doses over 24 hours. The map colors indicate the degree of radioactive contamination. The table on the top left classifies the exposure doses. The minimum exposure dose for areas painted the same color on the map corresponds to the table. Therefore, interpret the exposure dose for a colored area as a value between that color and the color above it in the table. The important point is if you stay longer than 3 hours, the exposure dose will increase over time. Radiation exposure is divided into internal and external exposure. Inhaling contaminated air causes internal exposure, which is divided into the effective dose affecting the whole body and the thyroid dose affecting only the thyroid gland. Additionally, remaining in contaminated air and exposure caused by surface radioactivity constitute external exposure. The unit mainly used is the millisievert. In a radiological emergency, the IAEA recommends urgent evacuation and relocation measures if a dose of 100 millisieverts is expected over 1 week, and the intake of thyroid-blocking agents if a thyroid dose of 50 millisieverts is expected. Furthermore, restrictions on food consumption are recommended if a dose of 10 millisieverts is expected over 1 year. The conclusion is clear. The action guidelines for the golden time, the 3 hours immediately after the explosion, are extremely important. You must unconditionally enter a concrete building, close the windows, and endure. 3 hours after the explosion, 99% of the radioactivity generated immediately after the blast decays. This simulation is for educational purposes only. K-gamma visualizes global risks to help people understand the real consequences of nuclear disasters.